Hey there, so some of you may or may not know this, but other than like weird video games, one thing that I'm really into is finding and watching really bad movies. It used to be a thing where I would go into a Blockbuster or whatever and try to judge, but based on like the cover and whatnot, what's going to be like the worst possible thing to watch. And it's something, hopefully I try to find something so bad it's good. Like I'd find all kinds of different things. Sometimes they'd just be like boring and annoying. Sometimes they would be so bad they're good. Sometimes they would actually surprise me and actually be really good. So I do have a series I call Golden Cheese, where I talk about some of the hilariously bad movies and other things like, including video games and where anything I can find that's unintentionally funny. Sometimes I watch one of these really bad movies and I find that there isn't really enough to say about them to make a whole long scripted video, but there are still things that I really want to say about them. So I'm just going to do like a series of vlogs about some of the bad movies I've watched and some of the things I've noticed. And I'm going to start with this one right here. This is one of those DVDs with like two movies in one. It's reflecting like crazy, but I'll put a thumbnail up there or something. It's got two movies here: Crash Landing, which looks like this cheesy action movie thing, but it's like he's got a gun, but it's also like about a plane crash, so it's probably like an action / disaster movie. And this one called 10.5 Apocalypse. Well, obviously it's going to be a disaster movie about a gigantic earthquake, and very specific how they rated it. It's 10.5. It says right there on the cover. So my brother and I sat down and watched this like years ago, and we had to turn it off after a while. There was something just about it that we couldn't put our finger on right away. Then he says to me, like, do you see what's happening? And I'm like, no, what's going on? He's like, the camera will not stay still. And this was kind of where it got amazing. Every single shot, there were no still shots at all. I think they were taking inspiration from 24. That's what Shane's theory was, and I kind of agree with him. They were trying to create that weird sense of urgency that 24 has by doing obnoxious camera tricks constantly. Like one shot, the camera's just panning slowly from one side of the room to the other. Then it's got like a close-up, then zooms out, and then zooms back in, and zooms out. Like every time he says something that's a little bit more important than something else, it like zooms in real close to his face for him to say it, and then zooms back out. And every single shot is like this. The camera will just not stay still.
I look forward to the day we can finally meet in person. Hopefully under more favorable circumstances.
I'd like that.
It's been a hell of a ride for all of us. How's Dr. Fisher?
We're relieved it's over.
I'm afraid it isn't, Samantha. I don't know what kind of news you're still getting out there, but Mount St. Helens has erupted again.
And after we noticed it, we just couldn't pay attention to anything else, and we had to like stop after like 10 minutes. So yeah, we never finished this movie, but I thought it was kind of really funny how badly they went with that like direction style. It was so weird. Yeah, so yeah, 10.5 Apocalypse. I don't really know what to say other than the director of photography must have had severe ADHD.